Well, welcome back, and today I have a very special guest in the studio, and so delighted to have with me today Esther John, the author of a fabulous book entitled Unveiled, the Bible, the Qur'an, and Women. And they fled their home from the country of Pakistan due to life-threatening persecution for her Christian faith. She and her family now were refugees in Malaysia for over 8 years, and today she's in the United States. She'll be speaking locally, but has requested to remain protected for her identity. Esther, thank you.
You're very welcome, sir.
Why do you want to be seen this way?
This is for the security reason, because I'm still serving among Muslim people, because that was my background. So I don't want to show my face, and in that way I can do more work.
Okay. It's easy to do today.
Yes, sir.
So I understand that, so we want to honor that. Your book, Unveiled, tells an incredible story, personal story. Was it hard to write?
Actually, I wrote the first book was The Defined Jihad. That is exactly entire my autobiography, and who I was, and how I became Christian, and what journey we went through, and the guy who told me about Christ. I married with him, ending up there, and that's how we were in difficult situation in Pakistan. We faced persecution from my family and the other religious people, and then we moved in Malaysia.
Wow.
And then I wrote the second book here in the United States. The first book I wrote in Malaysia, The Defined Jihad, but the second, it was actually a requirement for some people. They were asking me to write that.
Tell us quickly your conversion. What happened?
Actually, I born in a very fundamental family in Pakistan, and my father, earlier he was very, like, when I was young, very young, so I have seen my father wearing like Western clothes, and he liked to be modern, watching movies. But when he joined a very fundamental Jamaat, a group in Pakistan that is called Jamaat-e-Islami, when he joined that, so entire atmosphere in our home was changed. He started growing his beard, and he changed his clothing, our clothing, and he said, oh, no TVs, no English speaking in our home, because English is an infidel language. I was by then in 3rd grade studying in English medium school, but he was very unhappy with that. And as the time passed, he was more difficult for the entire family. He started beating my mom, and he said, oh, you cannot. Even he stopped my school when I finished my grade 5th. He said, no need to go for school, because what are you going to do at the end? You are going to just only cook food for your husband or your children. You're going to just bear children. That's what you're going to do only. I said, who knows? I'm going to work. If I study, I'm a smart girl. I'm very good in studying. It was very hard. And he said, okay, no, you can't do that. But I said, let me finish until grade 8. So he let me finish, and he changed my school from English medium to an Urdu medium school, which was a native language. And there I started going there and finished till grade 8. Then it was so hard, he said, you can't go for high school. And he put some conditions if I want to go for higher studies. He said, you have to put on your veil, and you are going to join Jamaat-e-Islami, that group. Actually, that is showing that is a political group, but deeply rooted with the terrorist groups. So that's what that group is. So he said, you have to officially join that and listen what they're teaching you and put on practice every day.
Wow.
And he said, you are not allowed to show your face. You are not allowed to show your hands or feet. So I said, okay, I will do everything, but let me go for studies.
When were you introduced to the Christian faith, and how?
Actually, I was going through a very painful situation. Before I born my father, he already had 2 daughters, and he didn't want the 3rd daughter. He wanted a baby boy. But fortunately, I born a girl again, 3rd time, and that was the time my father did not see me for 3 days. He refused to give me the name. And in Islam, usually the father come and make a call to be a Muslim. And we call it azan. So they make like a keef put in the ear, and then they speak Allahu Akbar in the ear. So he refused to do that as well for 3 days. But in those 3 days, God really blessed my father a lot with a lot of business, and the things really beautiful happened to him. So he realized I'm a blessing for him. So he gave me the name Zahira, which is meaning she brought a lot of blessing. But as I was growing up, I heard this many times, even birthday parties or weddings, people were talking, oh, this was the girl father did not see for 3 days. This was the girl father refused to give the name. Oh, so poor, she couldn't get the azan first voice in her ear. And it was a very painful thing for me. I was growing with that pain. As I was growing, that was a time I was feeling only the education was a thing making me not to think about that. That's why I want to get education, because I was busy doing math or science or other stories reading. And as the time was passing, I was feeling like my life is worth nothing and I don't need to live like that. I was very hopeless, empty person. Or I can say I have a hate toward everyone, because when the people were making fun of me or father didn't see, it was painful for me.
Right.
And that's at the end when I was in grade 12, according to here, but I was in college doing engineering. So I enrolled my name to be a jihadist while I was in Jamaat-e-Islami. So they gave me 2-month time and they said, okay, we will come and pick you up. And one thing, remember, once we will take you, you will not be able to come back and see any of your family member. Once you're gone, you're gone. So I said, that's fine, because I'm just going to do something good. And it is in Islam, if as many Christians you're going to kill and as many Jews you're going to kill, as the reward is bigger for you. And it's all dependent on how many number you're going to kill. So I asked them, what about the Muslims who are also going to die if I blow off with the jacket or bomb, and what's going to happen? So they said, don't worry about them. They are shaheeds, like who die in Islam. They will inherit right away the heaven. So that was a time when I was really upset. 3 days before I go for training, that day I wake up early in the morning. Usually Muslims offer 5 times prayer. I was offering 8 times in a day, like Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, Tahajjud, Jahsh, and Ishraq. Tahajjud is a prayer early morning, 3:30. You have to wake up, do ablution, you wash yourself completely in a certain way, and then stand on the prayer mat and offer that prayer. And that is carrying actually more rewards, because you are sacrificing your sleep, you are sacrificing and standing up and offering that prayer. And as I woke up to do that, I found myself, I am unclean according to Islam, like I have periods. And in Islam, the woman is not allowed to touch Qur'an or to offer any prayer if she is in that situation. And I was very upset. I said, oh, 2 days later, I'm just going to go for training. And if I will die unclean, still Allah is not going to accept me, because he did not like unclean people. And it was very difficult situation for me. I sat down on the floor. I said, my tongue is clean. I still can talk to Allah only. I sat down and I was upset. What's going to happen if I'm dying unclean? So this question came in my mind, and then I said, maybe Allah is going to say, take Zahira and throw into hell on the day of judgment. So what I will do then? Then I said to myself, no, I'm not going to let him do that, because I'm going to kill myself for him and kill the other Christians and Jews for his name's sake. So I'm not going to let him put me still in hell even if I'm unclean because of the periods. I went to him, I said, I will go and hold God's feet, and I will say to him that you cannot do that to me. That's not fair. That was the thinking, and I fell asleep while I was thinking this on the floor. And I had a dream, and that dream was like I'm in a darkness. Everywhere that area is full of cemetery. All people are dead there, I could see. And I'm looking away to come out from that darkness and from that graveyard. As I'm looking away, suddenly a light man appeared. He has a human body, but it was full of light, and it was so blazing light. I said, is there any man in this entire history? I never heard any man made of light. And as I was wondering about the light, who is this light man? Because I can't see the wings behind if it is an angel. As I'm looking toward him, he called me. He said, "Come and follow me." I said, "No, I don't want to follow you." Second time, he again called me. He said, "Esther, come and follow me." I said, "My name is not Esther. Why I have to follow you?" And I denied again. And then third time, he said, "My daughter, come and follow me."
Wow.
Third time I did not deny it, but I said, why this light man is calling me again and again, what he want to show me? As I just thought, it was he has all access to my thoughts, and he started walking. As I saw he's walking, and on the path, I see all the bushes remove, all the stones remove, and I saw the light remain on that path. I said, oh, this light man is showing me the way to come out from this darkness and this cemetery. I ran and followed that light man, and he stopped on one grave, and he said to the dead person, "Come out." And I saw the dead person came out. And I said to him, I said, "Who are you, giving life to dead people?" He said, "I am the way and the truth and the life."
Did you know at the time it was Christ?
No.
Okay, I'm going to run out of time. So when did you know it was Christ?
John, he was working in a hospital. Excuse me. So he's the one who introduced me when I start reading, because I invite him into Islam. So he invited me into Christianity. Then we start doing debating, and that was the time he gave me the Bible to read. When I read the first time name Esther, that clicked in my mind.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, Esther, I'm out of time. I tell you what I want to do. I'd like to Skype you back in where we can talk to you from your home on the computer.
Sure.
And we can still block you, so that's okay. I'd like to hear this whole story. Let me share to our viewers and listeners, get Esther's book. It's called Unveiled.
And Divine Jihad.
Yeah.
2 books.
There's, okay, and there's a picture of the book on the screen there. Is that available online?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can get it there. Thank you. Now, you're going to be speaking this weekend.
Yes.
At the Mountain Church.
Yes, sir.
In downtown Medford.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I wish I had you for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
It's my pleasure. And give glory to God, because he has done great things. We need to
Our
do
prayers
that.
and thoughts are with you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
All right.
you.
We'll see you next time.